does be hot and spicy when Calypso is there. Carnival does be bright and gay. Carnival does be sweet and jumpy when the bandmen appear. Everybody jumping away. They will jump and whine and call for more. Jumping up to the sweet tempo. All the while the officials making it. Trouble is the bandmen and the Calypsonians. Scranting after Carnival done. And yet still we keep on jamming. Every year we come out playing Calypsonian and big bandman. East, west, north and south. From every part of this island we make our contribution. Don't leave us out. Remember we are the ones who make the jump, who make you jump up and dance. We're in the middle of the carnival. We are the ones keep up the bacchanal. We are the ones who make the jump, make you jump up and dance. Working to make this fun and spring. Greatest summer festivity, and yet we treated Calypsonians and bandmen like dirt.
Good afternoon, Antigua and Barbuda, and welcome to We Are the Ones. And it's going to be a definite We Are the Ones day today. We are in full patriotic mood. We have a number of guests that will be joining us today, including some of them already here, Team Antigua Island Girls. If there's anybody in Antigua who doesn't know who Team Antigua Island Girls is and what they represent, we're going to deport you straight to Redonda. Serving notice early. So if you don't, go now quickly and do some research, because we'll be speaking to some members of the team in a few minutes. But just before we do that, of course, you realize I'm going on as if everybody know what We Are the Ones is. Welcome properly, ladies and gentlemen, to We Are the Ones. And We Are the Ones is the program where we get to freelance, we get to freestyle, wheelie, all them kind of things. We talk a lot of proper, the conformist English. And now can train plenty of on some, because the Antigua people some me be. And we get to talk about any issue, every issue, because at the end of the day, this is where We're the Ones go. It's about the people. Without the people, we have nothing. Never mind those of us who might think we are the elites and we can do, it's up to us to make decisions. You're making decisions for and on behalf of somebody. And so We're the Ones tackle all the issues, from the everyday man in the street right up to the top and everything in between. And that's what We're the Ones is. So today, before we get fully started, I must take this opportunity to wish everyone a wonderful school year. I don't have to do any school runs. Well, technically, I don't have to do any school runs because my son, my one egg, is no longer in... How should I put this? Is no longer a student at school. I celebrated. Ladies, I celebrated. Audience, I celebrated June. Put up big song on Facebook about he done all over. And I have freedom and all kind of things. The child gonna teach. They pick me, take up himself and go and teach. You know what that means? Early runs, 7 something I on the road. Look. So, officially, I'm starting a GoFundMe for a car. Like an old car running something. I'm kidding. So that he can get around on his own. He's now officially 18. 5 days minted 18-year-old adult. So if anybody have a spare car they want to distribute, I dare. You understand? Monique, hold on. We're going to find out about the shirts. Just now. People already want to know if we're selling shirts for you guys, okay? So they'll give you all of that information. Hold on, Monique. We're coming. So that's the first thing. I want to wish everybody a safe and very productive school year. Young people, go to school and learn well, because there's nothing else in this whole wide world better than your education. Nobody can take that from you. So that's the first thing. Still on the back to school, and I have to say this quickly. Yesterday, the police were out in full force in town. And so, the tradition. Ladies, I don't know if you had the tradition. Those, if you went to school, what if you went to school here? Yes. So, when first day, when you have on your fresh uniform, what happened? You take a little spin through town. But apparently, over time, the spin had gotten out of hand. They have plenty, the young people a little more idle than when we were young people. So they try and tell me, I don't believe. So yesterday, the police were on point. Got everybody out of town. Just before coming here, I'm in town. I see about 4 fights. They're picking and I'm like, them have some kind of mad blood. Police, please, may beg you, come back on the road for them. Please, young people, especially the one that may have on the best school uniform. That's Princess Margaret School, in case you're wondering. The one that had on the best school uniform that made a fight. If my men liquor stronger, I'm going to drag she out of the fight. Come on, does vex. She insult my uniform. So, oh, I see you offer for a car. Okay, lady, you and I will talk. He asks, and you never know what you get. So, yes, so please, young people, respect the uniform. For those of us who passed through before, you're letting us down, and respect yourselves. We shouldn't need to have to call out security or police for young people. It's only the second day of school. There could not have been anything done today that warrants a fight. Please, young people, for the sake of the country and for yourselves, behave. And the last one, I'm a football fanatic. Well, I'm a sports. Remember, my favorite sport is spectating. Okay? So I will be your biggest spectator, rest assured. But this Friday, the Better Boys will be in action against St. Lucia. And we know there are lots of St. Lucians in Antigua who will be at the grounds. So Antigua smaddy them. People, nigga. I think I've gotten everything. Crazy Kev will be here shortly, I think. Maybe. Monique, relax. Coming to Ladies, you're on Facebook Live, just so you know. So all the questions are coming in over here. So this Friday, we are going out to support the Better Boys versus St. Lucia. We want a win. You're supposed to wear either gold or yellow. We will be going out to support the Better Boys. I expect to see a full packed Vivian Richards Stadium. For further details, check the Antigua Barbuda Football Association Facebook page, because I don't have it in front of me. I'm sure I'll get it before the end of the game, but we are going out to football. Be that as it may, now we have some very important matters at hand. As I said earlier, we have with us first our Team Antigua Island Girls, and you know what that means, right? Some mad people are going to try to row across the ocean. Not they go try, they are going to be very successful. We have with us for now Samaria. I said it right the first time?
Samara, yes.
Okay, Samara Emmanuel.
Yes.
Samara wave so that they know which one is Samara. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And along with her, we have Crystal Clashin. I just know Clashin from swimming.
That's me.
Same one? Yes, and we have Crystal Clashin. So, ladies, first of all, before we start to talk Team Antigua Island Girls, I want each of you to give me a background. So, Samara, we start with you. Tell us a little about yourself.
Yes, Samara Emmanuel, born and bred Antiguan girl, parents Michael Perry and Moira Emmanuel. I've been sailing for a little while now. I'm a certified yacht master and boat master, so I drive power boats and sailboats, do a lot of racing, and I work at Jimmy Bay right now on the ferry.
Yeah, notice it's dead air, right? Yacht master and boat master, so that means I'm sure you swim too. So you're everything sea. You fish?
Yes,
you ever gone fishing?
I love fishing.
I love eat fish.
Almost every weekend I try to get a little fishing in with my boys.
I can come.
Yes.
Let me explain. If I come, I going throw out the line, I going to catch the fish. I don't take the fish off the line. I only eat the fish when it don't cook.
Well, that's not fishing.
What do you
You
mean?
have to catch your own fish, clean your own fish.
Today is not about me, but when I was growing up, some stories about when I go camping. So I couldn't eat fish when I was at camp because I wouldn't do all those clean your own fish. No. And when you said your boys, how many boys?
2 boys.
2 boys?
16 and soon to be 10.
And how do they feel about this new adventure for mommy?
Well, the big one, he's in his teenager mode, so he doesn't really
Couldn't care less.
care about that.
Yeah.
The little one, he has told me he wants to do it sometime in the future. He's excited. He wants to know why I can't take him with me.
Children.
And how long am I going to be gone for.
Very
But,
important.
Yeah, he's excited about it.
That's good. You haven't shown them any of the big waves and when it gets rough and so on. Yeah? Oh, very good. I hope they're not listening. That's no such thing. It's a wonderful trip. And Miss Clashing.
Yes, so I'm Crystal. I'm a swimmer. That's my background in Antigua. I've represented Antigua in swimming since I was 8 years old.
Oh, I was going to say since she was a baby, but...
Not quite.
yeah. Okay,
Almost
cool.
there. So I'm a swim coach and swim instructor with the Wadadley Aquatic Racers Swim Club. I'm also a stand-up paddle instructor, a scuba dive master, and I just love the water. And that's a bit about me.
The stand-up what?
Stand-up paddle.
What is that?
So, it's like a big surfboard that you take a stick with and paddle, essentially.
That sounds like it's good for your abs.
It is good for your abs.
I'm trying to work off my abs.
You should come paddling with me one day then.
I will think we'll discuss that after. So, and then the other members of the team are?
We've got
We
Elvira
have,
Bell.
Elvira Bell, Cavinia Francis,
And we have Janella King.
and Janella King. And for sure, we're not seeing Janella today.
No.
We should get Elvira.
Mhm.
She should be with us. And for all your people who stop asking about Cavinia, she may be here. She's wrapping up an engagement, and once she's done on time, we'll have her in the house. Okay? So, ladies, how come I had to get so brave? Okay, I'm sorry. For those of you who did not understand that, which was Antiguan dialect, ladies, how come you all got so brave? Did I do it any better? I doubt it, but carry on.
Well, for me, I've always loved adventure, loved the sea. I
Clearly.
think I've always been a little bit kooky in the head sometimes, taking on things that sometimes are, old people have to say, look, push your head where your body can pass. Most time I oil up and squeeze through.
I don't think you was not squeeze through. I think you fly through, but go ahead.
But yes, when they put out the call, it was a great thing for me, so I quickly jumped on it.
Okay. And Miss Clashing?
I've been looking for my big adventure for a few years now.
Hold on. You do, what is that thing again? The paddle boat
stand-up
thing?
paddling.
And you scuba
I
dive?
do.
And you still wanted a bigger adventure?
Yes.
Carry on.
So I kind of got inspired by this big adventure kind of bug. A few years ago when we had a team from Martinique and Dominica come up in a dugout canoe. They were retracing the steps of the Amerindians, and they stopped in an English harbor, and I went down to see them. I was cycling at the time then, so I cycled down to English harbor, went to see them, and thought, this is so amazing. I want to do something like this. And so I kept my eye out for when they might be doing extra or other expeditions in following years, and they never did. And so I just kind of kept looking for something. I thought it was going to come in a different form from the rowing, but came back home last
But you knew
year.
it was going to be the sea.
I knew it was going to be water related in some form, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to be purely water related. I was thinking maybe a mixture of water, maybe cycling and running, something like that, because I'm into triathlons as well. And so I wasn't really sure. But when I came back last year, it was around the time when the Team Antigua Atlantic rowers were just about to head out, and I was here still when they came back. And I heard that they were looking for an all-women's team, and I found someone who could pass my name along. And so I threw my hat in the ring and kind of seen where things have gone. It was at the start, there were about maybe 12 women who were interested.
Really?
Yeah.
There were
So
so
you have
many
that
women that were
many-
eager.
Yes.
Mhm.
And it kind of whittled down to us 5.
Interesting. Very nice. Very, very nice. So tell us a little about, again, there shouldn't be anyone in Antigua that does not know the adventure that you guys are about to embark on. But just in case there's that one odd person who's listening who has no clue, please, someone of you tell us about the Atlantic tour.
Well, it's called the Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Challenge, and it's dubbed the world's toughest row. It's a 3,000 nautical mile row from La Gomera in the Canary Islands to English Harbor, Nelson's Dockyard in Antigua. You're basically in a little boat, and the boat is solely moved by your muscles. So you're rowing all the way home.
I'm looking at the muscles.
They're stronger than they
There
look.
you go.
And they
Yeah,
are.
I know you just...
I know, but
They
they're
don't look
stronger than
strong, but
No, believe me, I have no doubt about the strength in general, A, B, and the strength of women in
Definitely.
particular. So this is 3,000 nautical miles, which is how much miles in real life?
I haven't calculated it, but 1 nautical mile is equivalent to about 1.1.
So you're going to run more miles than the
Yes.
3,000 miles.
Yeah.
And for the record, this row, the only support you have is each other.
Yes.
Right, basically, pretty much. And all the supplies. So what do you do for water? because we know we need water to live. So where's the water? And we know you can't drink the sea. Well, I don't think you can drink the seawater. You're not supposed to. So what are you going to do for water and food and those kind of things on this 3,000 row?
So we have a desalinator, a water maker on board.
It's a little boat.
Yes.
It's a little thing.
We also have a little pump that pumps water. That pumps water from the sea, and it brings out desalinated water.
Okay.
It doesn't taste very good, and so you have to add electrolytes to it. So we have electrolytes on board to add some minerals and flavor to the water. So that's how the water situation goes. We also have backup water as well that we have to have in case of emergencies as well.
Oh, okay.
And then with food, we have dehydrated food that we eat. And so with that, you put in water into the packet and you let it sit for 2 hours, and then you can eat it. That's one type of food we have. We could also, if we wanted to, we could boil water and heat and put it in.
But hold on, boil?
So now this is where we are not going to necessarily boil water that often. We have these little things called jet boils. They're like camper kettles in a sense, camping kettles. And they come with gas canisters, and you just use a lighter and fire it up. Now, of course, you have to visualize us being in the middle of the Atlantic, going up and down these huge waves and trying to boil water. So I can see that being a bit of a disaster. So we have chosen, instead of having warm food all the time, and run the risk of scalding ourselves, we're going to just have cold food most of the time. We will have, yes, it's not great, but it's more efficient for our time. And once a week, we're going to have hot tea.
This is going to be like when you have your Sunday morning special breakfast.
Pretty much.
Right. We'll think of you in those days. Please let us know that day, and we'll all have a cup of hot tea with you. I think in support of your trip, we should all consider hot tea once a week, and the rest of the week we suffer in
exactly,
silence.
and solidarity.
Yeah, solidarity.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. The hot tea challenge.
Yes. We're having a few different challenges around that.
A lot of people have been
Push-up
pledging to do challenges.
Yeah. So
like
there's a push-up one.
Push up. What's
burpees.
What's the push up?
Like different exercises. Like every day they're gonna do a certain amount of exercises
until we get back. There's the
maybe
no
if I
sugar
try that,
one.
I could practice, because I can do half of a push up. I'm working out, and I still can only do half of I go up, and somebody better help me out, because that's it.
Well, look at the glass half full. You can do more than a quarter of a push-up.
I hope my son isn't listening, because he will start laugh. But I said, I like the fact that we are finding various ways to support going along. How has the support been from the two previous teams?
It's been great. We've had support from the last team in particular. They have given us a lot of advice between Eli, Scott, Big John, and Nico. They've given us tutorials on how to like say the water maker. Nico gives a tutorial on how to make that work. Eli's been guiding us on some of our training. Scott has helped out in the gym when, like, for me, if I'm in the gym and he's in the gym, he might make sure my form is correct.
I just look at him and I hurt. Sorry, Scott. Serious.
And then Big John has also been really useful as well.
Okay. All right. I know you have been doing a number of practice runs. I know you do your regular rowing, but I know you've done a number of longer runs. How are you able to like test run things? For example, you talk about no, we know we're only doing the kettle once a week, but the water maker and maybe the anchoring. I'm trying to visualize, because I know I spoke to Eli from the previous trip, and they will tell me, like, sometimes they'll anchor to sleep, and I'll be like, you're in the middle of nowhere. What kind of anchor you can do? What's this anchor story?
Well, first let me touch on the water maker, which is, to me, the most important piece of equipment that we have on the boat, because without water, we won't be able to survive. We've been using the water maker to, as Crystal said, take the salt water, make it into fresh water. Yes, so that's pretty much going to be our main source of water. If that breaks and we can't fix it, we have the backup water.
Slow down. If that breaks and you can't fix it. So
Yes.
you have been learning how to repair the water
Definitely.
maker?
When you're on a boat, you have to learn a little bit of everything. You have to learn a little bit of plumbing. We don't have plumbing on that boat, but yeah, you have to learn a little bit of plumbing, electricity work. You have to learn how to fabricate anything from anything. So, yes.
MacGyver.
Yeah, you have to come in with a little pocket knife and make a whole house out of that. So yeah, we've been running the water maker. It's been working so far with us. The boat is getting shipped out soon, so we're also gonna have professionals who deal with each piece of equipment on board to have a look at them, see if there's anything that needs fixing or changing out. So that's what we've been using. In terms of anchoring, we can't physically drop an anchor in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It will be too much chain to put out. You'll never be able to get it in. What we have on board, we have what is called a para anchor or sea anchor. Now that's like a parachute that anytime you want to slow down or stop the boat, you throw that overboard and it opens out like a big parachute in the water, and that stops the boat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then I guess you pull that in when you're ready to go.
Yes.
Is it heavy?
Not that heavy. No, it's not heavy.
So this is some kind of technological aerodynamic thing that stops the boat.
I don't know how it works.
It's just that it fills up with
It
water.
fills up with water,
So
yeah.
Oh,
it's-
oh,
so
okay,
that's
okay,
what-
all right,
that's
okay,
it.
okay, all right, got it. Physically, I know clearly you would have had to be doing the rowing, and you would be in the gym, but what else have you guys been doing in terms of getting ready to go?
You want to take that,
Yeah,
Crystal?
I'll take that. So we're doing a few things. So you mentioned the gym. We're in the gym 6 days a week.
Yes.
Okay.
We are also, in addition to the gym work, we're doing a lot of mental prep as well. So
I was coming to that next, but yes, tell me about that, the mental
So
prep.
We've been taking meditation classes. We also have a therapist as well, a group therapist. So goes through conflict resolution.
Mm-hmm.
things like
Nobody
that.
throw nobody overboard.
Exactly. So, and that's been insightful to kind of know what our personality types are and how we will gel with each other through different types of scenarios.
Hello.
And so that's been in addition to our physical training. And of course, we've been doing longer rows at different intervals. So our first long row was to St. Kitts. We did that in about 14 to 14 hours. Yeah, 14 hours. And then we've done the around the island trip, which took us about 3.5 days to do. And since then, we wanted to do a St. Martin trip, but because we're trying to ship the boats out and meet certain deadlines, we've not been able to do that one.
So what has the weather been like in the long rows?
Well, the weather, the St. Kitts trip that we did, we had lovely weather, clear skies, a good bit of wind behind us. Everything was just in our favor, so we were able to push through and get there in less time that it will normally take to get there. We've been out, we've had a few squalls, but I don't know if we're lucky, but they've just passed on by. I think the first rain that we encountered was this weekend, and then when we did the overnight anchor, we had rain, but we weren't really rowing. We were just on anchor, just getting a feel. That was early on, getting a feel of how the boat rocks in the waves and stuff like that.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a wonderful day. We are joined by two more ladies. We have Kavinia, all kind of people are asked for you. Man, if you know them know you. Man, I understand. But she, okay? Nobody else is in a message.
Good afternoon.
Welcome, Kavinia.
Thank you.
And we have Elvira. Yes, hi, Elvira. Okay, we two will share mic. So, Kavinia, you first. What we want you to do is to just tell us a bit about you, what you do outside of this most interesting adventure.
Okay, so my name, Kavinia Francis. I am a certified personal trainer and also a bar manager at the Island Beehive Party Stand.
Okay, I need to stay away from you. This is the personal fitness thing. I don't understand.
That's why you need to see me, actually.
No.
But
So why did you decide
I was
to go?
listening to your quarter half push-ups, so we'll talk after so that your son, will be proud.
If I remember, I forgot what you did. I would have just hush so I get myself in trouble. Why did you decide to take up this adventure?
Well, everybody that knows me knows I enjoy a challenge. I enjoy competition. And Scott Potter actually.
This is not a competition. This is beyond competition. Yes.
Yeah. So Scott basically came to me and said they're putting together a female team, and he would like for me to be a part of the team. So I said, let me think about it. Let me see what it entails, because I'm not really an ocean person. Give me a bike, tell me run up a hill, climb. I'll do those things. And so from there, I went out with Eli a couple of times to see what it entails, and it wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been.
He took you out in nice weather?
Well, they said we've been lucky that,
okay.
To have this beautiful Antiguan weather, and every time we decide to go out, the weather has been yes, cooperative.
I am predicting that it comes all the way with you to Lagomera and back. We'll send it with you. Even if it means we take the rain while you're over there, we'll send it.
Yes, so we're hoping, to have great weather as best on our road home.
Okay. Elvira, what do you do when you're not?
Good afternoon, I'm Elvira Bell. I'm a flight dispatcher at LIAT. Besides that, I love participating or supporting different sporting activities around the island.
As in actively or spectator? Or spectating?
Both, a little of both. Kavinia's thrown me in some races we never trained for and that kind of thing.
Oh, you're her friend?
Apparently.
That seems to be, so that is your major shortcoming here.
There you go.
That's why I need your number, Petra. Let me call you. Oh, we have a race,
Let me make
1
this,
mile.
Let me make this clear. I don't think you
could
heard.
be a walk.
You didn't hear this part of my discourse. My favorite sport is spectating. Let us make this clear.
We can
I am chief cheerleader. No.
the row.
Pandy side, ask the first two rowing teams. I was front center. Listen, this is not about me, but I have to share this joke. When the first team was coming in, because Eli and I are pretty cool. So I went out to English Harbour and everybody's standing up cheering and I can't see well. And Eli said, come with us, man, come with us. And I'm like, okay. I mean, the water look calm. It don't look bad. I grew up on a boat. My uncle Pappy had a glass bottom boats that I used to go out on when I was little, when I had no fear. I have been on, what do you call them? Them circumnav and little excursion things, party boat, that kind of things. And Eli put me on this boat and head out. And the boat go up in the air straight and come down, and I swear I drop it out this boat. I'm telling you all this because clearly y'all have done this before and you guys are quite comfortable with this.
No.
So Petra Williams, on ladies, let it be made clear. Me will be your chief cheerleader from the time you hit Lagomera coming back. I'm going to be taking the tea challenge only. Mikkel, stay away from me. I'm taking the tea challenge. But I think what you all are doing is absolutely splendid. We've been in the record books for the first one. We went into Guinness Book of World Record with the oldest team. I'm not sure. Eli and them did pretty well in terms of the pace. And so now, ladies, we've had the Chinese people them last year, Chinese girls. We must put them into oblivion. This is all I'm asking. That is all I'm asking. Nothing major.
That is our goal.
That's the goal. So, you said you did some overnight rounds.
Yes.
Kavanya, I know one thing I know, I've done some night boat trips. And when it's night, I swear I don't know west from north, from south, from... The only thing I know is I'm not in the water. How was the night row? Since you're the non-water, the two of you are the non-water people, I'll ask you. Leave the water people for a second.
For me, that's my first bout of seasickness was actually on our first night row to St. Kitts, where the waters were a little rougher and the scent out that side, for whatever reason, was horrible. So a combination...
It's called rich. Now carry on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Rich. So a combination of the rough seas going out, the rich scent, and apparently based on after speaking to some experienced boaters, losing sight of the horizon causes the brain to try to understand what's happening. So that was when I experienced my first bout of seasickness, you know. So you have to lean over the boat and then throw up, then continue rowing because we still had a job to complete. So
you have to throw up and row?
you throw up, then row.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you lean over and then you continue rowing. So besides the seasickness, we didn't really have any major issues because we did continue to row. We did see the beautiful bioluminescent sea creatures going by.
Oh, nice.
I think that was the highlight of that first night row for me. And since then, my tolerance for night queasiness has significantly reduced. It has not completely subsided, but at least I'm not really throwing up now. I still get nauseous, but it's been better. And that's what they tell me, just go out more at night and eventually you start to adapt to the new no horizon environment.
Christopher Columbus, more than you guys. Elvira, as the closest to me in former spectator, how has all this training been and how has it impacted on your regular activities?
For me, training is not a problem. I'll make the sacrifice whenever I have to. Even with the job and stuff like that, my co-workers and supervisors have been very kind. They facilitated me, allowed me to switch when it's needed.
It's the least we can do if you're going to hang a half mad.
Besides that, if I work a morning shift, whether I'm tired or not, I get the gym in, then I sleep and do it all over again. Or if we're working in the evening, I do it in the morning. It makes time for rows and that type of thing. So I get it in. I'm fatigued at times, but I'm doing what I have to do to get it done.
How is the eating pattern? Because I notice everybody's still slender. Yeah, everybody's still, okay. Everybody mostly slender.
Yes, because they have nominated me. If anything happens, I'm the first one they're going to eat.
Oh, so that's why they're keeping you plump. Oh, Father. No. There'll be no eating of anybody on this trip, okay? It's only, hear me now like an expert, it's only 3,000 miles.
Exactly.
So many people have done it. And, you know, we are now looking for record-breaking speed. So,
Yes.
I mean, by the time they get really, really hungry, they should be seeing us on the horizon. And speaking of the first person they'll eat, you have the fishing experience. So all you need to do is catch, you're walking with your fishing line and so, right?
I'm Tommy.
Okay, I think they're not hearing over, so if you probably put it in a second. Sorry
No,
about
I'm
that.
telling them that I am Tammy. If you've watched the movie Adrift,
Yes.
Tammy was the one that went and get the fish and tried to feed the imaginary dead boyfriend.
So you guys have practiced, like I know, for example, in previous rows, when they come back, you've heard them talk about having to come out and clean under the boat and things not going so well. I know Crystal spoke about the fact that you're now getting a mental counseling and so on.
Yeah.
Are you all at the point where you all start finishing each other's sentences, is it? No?
Not yet.
Apparently.
No, we like that we have individuality, you know. It keeps it
Keeps
more
it real?
yeah, and more entertaining.
Yes, definitely entertaining.
I have a feminine-based question because, you know, we have special challenges ever so often. I'm assuming there are special plans in place to deal with all your challenges. Me, apparently I retire from that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are planning to get the depot
Oh,
for
okay.
Vera, which
cool.
should stop or significantly reduce. Not everybody apparently it stops completely, but it'll significantly reduce. Maybe. Wow.
And there's no plan to like maybe do it a little before to test in case, you know, because I know these things sometimes have like side effects, hormonal side effects, so that you make sure that it's not when you get there. One friend of mine I know that did that every time he looked at it, she cried. Sorry, I can't do it on the screen.
Well, for me, I've had IUD. Well, not IUD, but yeah, I've had an implant for like a few years now, so Mary doesn't visit me at all. Thank you, Lord. But
Some
yeah, as
guys
the
have
lady
all
said,
the luck.
they're gonna look into getting the depot, and that should help even a little bit.
Okay.
Counts.
All right. Cool. That's great. That's great. So now, in terms of the preparations, I know it is quite a costly adventure. How has the fundraising? Well, she turned the mic fast. How has the I'll put the question in two pieces. How has Antigua corporate support been?
It's been phenomenal.
Can't
That's what I-
complain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been great. We've gotten.
It has been.
Yeah, yeah. Our first corporate sponsor was the Hadid Group of Companies, and they got us halfway to our target. And so
In
just
one swoop.
in
Yep.
one
Yes.
swoop.
Nice.
Yes.
And since then, we've had quite a few others follow. So we've had the Jimmy Bay Fund, we've had State Insurance, we've had Intertops, we've had
The CIU.
Yes, the
CIU.
CIU
Mhm.
as well.
Those are the major ones. Of course, Hadid being the top.
Premier.
Yes, and we've had so many other additional ones. You know, the Halo Foundation, who has been advocating for us all over. They also did give a financial contribution in addition to soliciting sponsors for us. And then a lot of in-kind sponsors and smaller sponsors that too numerous to
Long, long
mention.
list.
Oh, that's great.
But-
That's good.
You will see them on our social media as time progresses, because every dollar counts, every in-kind assistance counts, and we have not taken it for granted, and we say thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, the four precious ladies with me this afternoon are members of Team Antigua Island Roars, a five women team. My apologies. Jupiter, I need you desperately. Tabitha, can you send Jupiter for me, please? And they are with us this afternoon. We have Samara Emmanuel, Crystal Clashing, Elvira Bell, and Kavinia Francis, all of whom are getting ready and raring to go and participate in the 3,000 nautical miles Talisker Whiskey Atlantic Road Challenge. For those of you who may perhaps not be familiar, this is a rowing challenge which begins in La Gomera and ends, that's on the other end of the Atlantic, and ends at English Harbour. I think they're almost replicating one of the slave routes. And we are proud Antiguans to know that we have our first all girls, should I say all women? Or all girls might be. Somebody touches people sometimes, you know. So we have our first all women, all girls Team Antigua Island Roars, and we're very proud of them. And I'm just here speaking with them today about the experience to date. And we're now going to touch very briefly on, I know they picked up this as a challenge for themselves, a test of their physical strength and physical and mental aptitude and all of that, and perseverance and so on. But we also know that they're doing this challenge to support a very important cause in Antigua and Barbuda. So we will now ask whichever one of the ladies want to start off on that in terms of which they chose and why and how is it going.
So it's the Cottage of Hope, or Charity of Choice. It's the charity that looks after young women, young children, young girls that have been abandoned, neglected, disadvantaged, orphaned, abused. It's basically one that allows them to remain anonymous, help them slip back into society without that label behind them. It allows them to live a normal life, basically. So they go to normal school, normal church, without that label of you live in a home type of thing.
Okay. And what are your hopes in terms of the funds that you raise? What do you hope to bring to Cottage of Hope?
Basically, we hope to expand their awareness and, of course, help raise a good amount of funds for them so that they can expand and take in more children. It's basically run by, I think, just a husband and wife. No, basically doing everything out of their pocket. They do have a few donations here or there, So we're hoping to help with that, probably get them a bigger place, give the girls more privacy, expand, give them a better establishment, a better home to live in, basically.
And so basically then, this doesn't sound like it's a very popular project in Antigua right now. So if persons in honor of what you're doing want to donate, because I know there's are you already accepting donations for that, and how do they get to do that now?
So they can still donate through our website and just put a note saying particularly specifically for the Cottage of Hope. However, any excess that we do raise automatically goes to the Cottage of Hope.
Okay.
There we have an account at Caribbean Union Bank on Faisal, so you can actually go there too and specify you'd like to make a contribution for Cottage of Hope via our account at CUB, or you can call any one of the rowers or our admin team, Mikhail Brand, our great accountant, Natasha Richardson, Marcella Andre, who is our social media guru. Any of the team or the admin personnel can accept.
And if persons are overseas,
the website
is the best route to go.
Yes,
right. And the website is.
It is
Antigua Barbuda Island Girls.
So, ladies and gentlemen, because we have a pretty huge following online, it's AntiguaBarbudaIslandGirls.com. Please, you need to support our girls and support that very worthy cause, the Cottage of Hope. And the Cottage of Hope, as it presently is now, about how many children? Do you know how many children they support now?
Yes, so they have 45 girls there right now, under the age of 11.
What?
Yeah. So 4 lives in, and there's 1 for the summer.
Yes.
Okay, and what do they do for these young people, these young children?
So they actually live.
These are young girls that have been abandoned, more or less.
Abandoned, neglected, or abused. So either they removed them from a very abusive, whether sexual or physical or verbal abusive situation, or I know they have a toddler that was taken from 1 day old, that basically her mom had mental issues and was unable to care for her. So they have they actually live in home, so they provide them as any parent would.
So they look out for them as parents would look out for them.
So the essentials: food, water, clothing, education, and spiritual upbringing.
Okay. It's very, very good. And so the hope is through this initiative we can support that couple that does that program now to expand, because we know that there is a need in Antigua and Barbuda for more opportunities to assist, especially our young females who are under very difficult circumstances.
Yes. One of the things we want to do too is to be able to, beside the normalcy, is for them to get counseling for the issues that they have gone through.
Also to introduce counseling
more
services.
of a structured, that's one of the things we're looking to introduce.
Sounds like a very, very, very pressing. Just as an aside, the lady in the red shirt, that will be Crystal Clashin. Apparently you just got your license today. Congratulations.
Maybe you can tow the boat now.
In case you didn't want anybody to know. These are the kind of things that we get to find out as we go along. So just so you know, this is how the community.
Thank you very much for that. Congratulations.
All right. So
maybe I'll have her tow the boat.
Coming in. Listen. I was just gonna say that, So where are we now? Today, I heard mentioned earlier by Samara that the boat should be leaving soon.
Yes.
And when that happens, you're looking at when?
Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Ships out on Monday.
Ships out on Monday. And when is it anticipated that you guys would leave?
We're actually in conversation with Wanak Adventure, who they're the boat builders. They're who gonna update.
Oh, so it's not going to Galagomera. It's going
yet.
to get upgraded.
Yes, to get upgraded. The electrical issues that Team Antigua Atlantic was had they're going to address that completely, rewire, so that we don't experience any of those issues.
Curious.
Yes.
I know because Team Antigua, I can recall when they came back, they said they had some issue that started almost immediately
Yes.
after they left. How are you guys going to ensure? I know you said the boat is going up to Rannoch Adventures.
Yes.
Are we going to have someone that goes to test it to
So
make sure everything
we
works?
actually, we're actually in conversation with Rannoch. So once they get the boat and update it, they actually, I just emailed Charlie Petra today. He will tell us his estimate of when they'll be done, and we'll go up right thereafter for them to give us an in-depth how to repair, how it works, the
nice.
intricacies. So we're gonna actually be going up earlier
Nice.
than scheduled to Rannoch
to
get,
learn your boat.
yes,
Exactly.
everything there is to
Inside
know,
out. Yeah.
and get some more training in before
And that would be about
Early
how long
November.
from now? That's in November.
early, like
So
the
now-
first week in November.
So now, between Monday and when you go up in November, what are the plans to continue to row? Are there any? We have any other options that you'll be able to continue to row?
Not actual on a rowboat, but we do plan to continue with the Concept 2 rowing machine.
Okay.
So for the endurance, we're going to be doing 2 hours on that the rowing machine, and the gym training, the core training, which is essential to be able to sustain the 3,000 nautical miles. We also are going to be going out with John Watt, Sean, on their boat at night to continue, being familiar.
To get the night adjustments.
Yes,
Okay,
adjusted.
all right.
So those are the plans thus far.
And what about, I know you're talking about the fitness, but then I'm sure you had to get medically prepped and so on. You've done everything that you need to do to send off to the Talisker team. Everything is in place.
Yes, so Dr. Benjamin, we say thank you. He did our general medical check and clearance, and Dr. Morsi did our dental fit and ready clearance. So we'd like to extend our thank yous to both.
Sounds like you've been getting a lot of corporate support beyond just the cash.
We have. we are not complaining. Yes, we have.
That's great. That's great. And in terms of now, so we know that, okay, we are basically ready. The boat is ready to go. You guys are going to stay in tune until you get off. How has the family members? I asked Samara about her boys, because she only mentioned the boys. I don't know if we need to ask about mommy and everybody else, how they're taking it. But has anybody had an instance where the family members and friends have been more wary than excited?
Well, my crazy younger sister, if anybody knows her, they know I'm not exaggerating. Crystal and Sam, they've met her. Kerry. She is, basically she told us we're all crazy, we're going to die, we shouldn't do it.
But we have evidence. Has anybody ever died on this adventure?
Not this particular one. In other crossings, yes, but not in the telescope.
And we won't be the first. We don't plan to be the first.
No. She's like, sharks going to eat you. But besides,
She's not doing this just for the drama effect?
no, this is just her. She's, if anybody that knows her knows she's, yeah.
But so beyond your younger sister, how has the rest of the family been?
Supportive. My dad, they know that I like adventure, and everybody's been supportive. Even the crazy one, yeah.
Crystal?
Everybody's been supportive.
I don't think it came as that much of a surprise to anyone, really.
Nobody said, yeah, we know you love adventure, but this one, why this one? What, you couldn't find something
No,
else?
I think this was just like, oh, okay, this is happening now. My mom, she hasn't wanted to think about it too much because she doesn't want to worry before she really has to.
That's fair.
And the closer we get, the more it's starting to creep in a little bit. My sister actually wanted to do the row as well. And
How
Mom was
old is your
like-
sister?
She's 3 years younger than me, so she's 25.
And she was saying not the two of you all on the same boat.
Exactly. She's like, she put her foot down. She's like, nope, this is not happening. Not both of my daughters.
can understand. Alvara?
Yeah, my family has been supportive as well. I haven't really had any negative or any fearful influence. Yeah, that was strange, but no. I expected at least somebody to worry, but no.
Could this have been because I think as Antiguans and Barbudans, for want of a better phrase, we're now old hands at this. So we know we had the first set of guys, and then we had the second set of guys, and then we all started saying, because this wanting a girls team started up about when Eli them were about 2/3 home, and everybody started, okay, we need a girls team. So I think we're just thrilled that you guys are going to be the pioneers.
I used to swim a lot as a child as well. I guess that's why they're not fearful, but I thought somebody should have worried. But
You want somebody to worry?
yeah, I thought at least.
You don't feel like you're any less important because
no,
nobody's
not
worrying?
at all. But I was just surprised. Like I have a son, he's 15. The most he said is like, I can't risk my life too, mommy.
No, he's a teen. It's all right. Let me explain how that works. They're teenagers. 1, 2, they're boys. They'll be like, whatever. I'm going through that now.
Yeah, that's about. They haven't really.
No, they're all about Fortnite, cell
girls.
phone and girls.
Fortnite's video.
Yes, that's true. Yes, after I said that, I should know. Sorry,
There
son.
you go.
You know how it is.
There you go.
Yeah. I think just in terms of some final thoughts, because we can look to begin to wrap up. I know that you use the flag colors every time I see anything. In fact, the post I used your team and the photo with the okay, let me make this clear. I'm a very straight female, but all your hubs and pictures are just super sexy. Super. Yeah, guys, I said it. My male friends and they like Petra. Them just super sexy. So on behalf of my male friends, ladies, the pictures are just super sexy to the point where one will tell me about. So then can roll. I'm like, don't be, but there, go down that road there. Why that red, white, blue, black, and gold? We know what that signifies.
Yes.
Why?
We love
Because
Antigua.
it's for country,
It's for
and
country.
like why not? Like we didn't even have to think about it. It was flag colors. When it's just flag. Our flag is beautiful.
Yeah.
No.
And
Let me
the
help
colours
you.
are
Let me help you. Our flag is the most beautiful flag
I agree.
in the world.
Definitely. And if you notice, we
They
have
say
one
we
of our
biased.
posts that has a Young Destroyer song that says, they
Can't
can't beat me when I'm defending my flag. And that's
No.
We're not just doing this for us. We're doing it for the country, for the charity. And this is going to put Antigua and Barbuda further on the map. We've never had a female team before. We've never had a female team in the Caribbean before. And I've done a little bit of research, and we're actually the first all-black team that's gonna row across the Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say this time by choice?
That is yes, I love that. I love that.
definitely know that our ancestors are gonna be behind of us 100%, pushing us all the way home. So
Now I see. I see why y'all have been getting all the good weather.
yes, definitely.
The
We're doing
women
this
of
for
our
country.
past are at work. All right. So I want to wish you guys absolute very best wishes. I would let each of you just whatever you would like to leave with our listening audience in terms of this adventure. If you have any thoughts, anything you want to leave with our people. To start with Kavinia.
Oh wow! Thanks, Sam. That was Sam, right? It must be Sam.
Yes.
Well, the what I would love to leave with everybody, despite any fears you may have, just feel the fear and do it anyway. Once you set your mind to it, Petra, sorry, you can't.
Hey! Listen, I know it's about you, but make it clear.
The push-ups, no.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool, yeah. We can work on that. When you come back, not before you come
Whatever
back.
your goal is, whatever you put your mind to, you actually can achieve. Like I'm sure you've been told, none of us ever rode before. None of us ever Sam crossed the Atlantic, but not rowing. This is a completely...
Sam, you didn't give me that piece.
She sailed.
I see.
Yeah, I know she sailed, but she didn't tell me she did Atlantic.
So it's a completely new venture for us, and it didn't deter us. What we did, you just put things in place and achieve small goals. And
Small goals?
Yeah.
What small goals?
learn to row,
Step
that
by step.
technique, then in sync, then pace yourself. You just small achievable goals and you'll surprise yourself. So my advice is pick a challenge and use our journey to complete that goal. You keep it up, even if it is a quarter, half push-up.
Right.
No. Before you came, I have my challenge. Once a week,
No, we don't
I'm
want
not
that
going
one.
to drink tea. I'm only going to drink tea 1 day a week.
That's not
Well,
a challenge.
let's
Well, you
add
want
a push-up. Let's put a push-up with that.
That is not a challenge.
Drink your tea and then do a push-up.
I'm sorry. No, that's not a challenge. So we need you to.
You see these arms? You see how your arms look nice and slim and strong? Okay.
The reason
Some
why it's called a
consistency.
challenge. It's
Yeah.
called a challenge because it's not easy. Drinking tea once a week is.
I drink tea every day.
Exactly.
It's going to be hard for me
But
to
you drink
miss.
tea, so
I'm going to
it's-
miss days.
But you can drink something else like water, whatever. So we need it to be something challenging, and I am going to I want everybody to help me to help Petra be accountable.
No fear.
Just
time you see a
one
reminder.
push up at least a day once our journey begin. And I would love for Antigua to support us. Choose whatever it is that it
Okay.
should be a challenge. Whether it is
So it has to be
running.
something that that you don't normally do.
Yes, there's something.
I think every Wednesday when I come, I will remind us
Yes.
that we need to pick that challenge. To
And it
begin
would be
when you
nice
go.
if they, message you so that you can help to keep them accountable, just like they are going to help us keep you accountable for your push-up, your daily push-up challenge as we journey across.
Listen, this is supposed to
And
be
you
thank
guys can take a picture or video and post it to our Facebook page so we know
Of the
that you're-
challenge?
Right.
That
so we know
you're-
you're
yes, you're
following
with
through
us.
your end of the plan.
You're with us.
But
as
y'all
we-
not going to see it. And by the time
We'll
y'all
see
come
when
back,
we come
it'll be
back.
so much that you will miss the whole
No,
of my
it's
push-up
alright.
story.
We'll see it.
We'll
Yeah.
be looking out for it.
All right, Crystal, get Covidia out.
For me, I want to put a call out for the next team behind us, whether it's going to be all women or in whatever form. I know I've heard people want to do pairs, people want to go maybe in a 5 or in a 4. But I would encourage other people to start thinking about next year's challenge or the year after, whichever one floats their boat.
Sounds like you're saying we should stay in this one. We should always make sure there's an Antiguan team in this.
Yeah.
There always should be an Antigua team.
Okay.
Yes.
I completely
I agree. I need
endorse
things
that.
to spectate.
We've set a tradition now with us being the third team.
Mhm.
So why not? Let's continue. Yeah.
That's a good thought. Elvira?
For me, it's just to thank everyone for the support that they've been giving us, and to all the fans, but especially the young female fans that are looking up to us. Thank you for your support, and just know that you two were just a normal bunch of ladies that came together for a challenge and did what we had to do to get where we want to be. We put in the hard work, the focus, the consistency, the discipline, and we're going to get the job done.
Like Petra's push-ups.
And of
I'm
course,
going to
I'd
turn
like
off
to
Cavalia's
encourage the
mic.
nation to join us in a challenge for our time across. Hopefully 29 days, crossing fingers, but every day, whether it's a nutritional challenge to take dairy out your diet, to drink more water, whatever it is, every day, or it could be physical, like Kavinia says, whether 10 push-ups every day for the guys or 20 more.
Oh, okay,
You
good.
know,
For the guys.
for the females, you
Perfect.
could get a 5 in, or whether it's sit-ups,
She
whatever
moved it from
thing,
1 to
goal,
5.
set a small goal that you know you can achieve and push yourself and know that we're out there pushing, so you have to push along with us. So we'd appreciate you supporting us and putting it on our Facebook page, Instagram. When we come back, we'll see it. And thank you.
You come back and gonna be so glad to be out the water. Now look on a thing. Yes, darling.
Well, for me, I just want to thank everyone that has been supportive of us. All the different companies around Antigua, Hadi Group of Companies, Jimmy Bay Fund, Intertops, CIU, SCI,
CS.
SIC.
SIC.
Yeah, state insurance.
I don't know
Mhm.
name them, but
They're good. Yeah.
yeah, state insurance. Everybody who has donated in cash or in kind, everybody who has said a prayer, who has given us words of encouragement, I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank everybody over at Jumbi Bay, the guys that I work with on the ferry, and my boss. My bosses has been so supportive, giving me all kind of time off and switches and all kind of stuff. So I want to thank everybody. I want to encourage the Antiguan public to continue not only supporting us, support our charities, support other young people across the island over time as they try to achieve different goals, because it's very important to have young people doing something positive with their life and having people throwing support behind of them. I think that's one of the most important things, and that really encourages us to push harder, push further, because we have the support of family, friends, and people in the general public. And yeah, they can't beat us when we're defending our flag, so just remember that.
You know what? I'm just realizing that you guys are embarking on an adventure that has served so far to always, without fail, unify Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes.
No matter what is going on in Antigua and Barbuda, every time this particular venture comes on, and you know, they say sports is unifying, but sometimes when we have sports, you know, they always have the little on the tone, the little sports politics and so on. And this event, this particular row, has always managed to keep us all as a nation bonded together. Yes. And now all you guys are taking it to another level. You're either going to leave us a much healthier nation with all these challenges. Pray for us all. And someone messaged in and said that one of you, I think it was Samara, you said that yes, you did your research, that you'll be the first all-black female team. All-black team, right, because that's what the person said. It'll be the first all-black team,
yes,
regardless of gender.
Correct.
That would be rowing across Antigua.
Well, all black people rowed across before.
No. Okay, let me be clear. The first voluntary,
right.
Yes, that's the right word.
Voluntary.
And so someone also said that the spirit of our ancestors will definitely be, and this is not to take away from those persons who have done this before, because each row has been very important.
Yes.
And had its own uniqueness in terms of the mix that it brought together and its key selling point, and where Antigua and Barbuda was right, and they paved the way for this. But I think this is such a milestone moment that I really, really, really think it's a very proud defending your flag. I mean, we have, you know what? We have a whole series of songs that talk about being proud and being Antiguan and so on. I think I can just start posting them on your page. Start go down the road. You see, that gonna be my challenge. Yes, yes. Every day I find a new.
In addition to the push-up.
She just now let it go, people. She now let it go. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let me just wrap up by saying, for those of you who are still interested in supporting Team Antigua Island Girls, I'm sure that every support will be welcomed. In terms of, I'm sure they still have other things that need to be done to make sure that they make this a success. And so don't hesitate. They've indicated you can make contact with any one of them. They have an account at the Caribbean Union Bank. There is their manager, Michael Brand, their social media manager, Marcella Andre, and you can contact them to make your contribution. If there's any other way, they might not have thought of something that you can do. And of course, let us not even wait until they come back to make that big push for Cottage of Hope. We can begin to do it now. It's a very important institution that is making a difference in the life of our young girls who are abused or disadvantaged in some way. And I think as an Antiguan and a Barbudan, it should make it our national patriotic duty to support when and how we can. So ladies, on that note, I'd like to thank you all for being so brave on behalf of all of us. The armchair spectators. No, we're not going to be armchair spectators. I forget. We'll be doing challenges. Yes. Okay, I promise. I'm going to do the push-ups. I hereby declare that in celebration of the victory that I am expecting and the success of Team Antigua Island Girls, my child better not be listening, that I will undertake the push-up challenge.
Son, remind her every
Notice I give no details, right? Thank the Lord.
Remind her every day.
Only here on Wednesdays. Okay, remind me all I want.
Your son, if he's listening, remind her every day.
He's a teenager. He's not listening to this. Like, mommy, please, give her life. So, ladies, thank you very much. I wish you all the best. I'm sure I will see y'all somewhere before this challenge is done. Rest assured that once you're off and I'm here every Wednesday, I'll do an update as to where you are, where we are. I'll even get people. You might actually be responsible for my first call-in show, because I don't do call-ins, where I'll have to have people calling in for a little while to see how the challenge is going, as we keep you guys in our thoughts, in our prayers, in our hearts, and we send you, how was it we want? Good wind, cool breeze,
Good
wind,
Yes.
And
as
Godspeed.
we send you good wind and Godspeed. All right, ladies, thank you
for
very,
having
very
us.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for having
All
us.
right, this time I make sure I don't turn off my own mic. Yes, you guys are off. You can just go. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There you have it. We had Team Antigua Island girls with us today, and they are getting ready. They leave in November. The race begins in December, right? Yes, it begins in December. Of course, we will stay in touch and keep up on what is going on. And they will be undertaking a 3,000 nautical miles row across the Atlantic in aid of Cottage of Hope, their charity of choice. They are still accepting support. Let's not get away from this donation thing, because we're investing in our people. So just stop talking about this donation. I hate the concept donation. We are expecting that the row will begin on December the 12th, and they're anticipating taking a little less than a month to get back to us. Right, ladies? They're standing up watching me still before they'll head out. And so, as we indicated, you can make a donation to Caribbean Union Bank. There is a website online. I will post it at the end of the our chat on Facebook, on the Point FM channel, and I'll make sure that I give it to Colin and everybody else so that they can continue to indicate how this yacht dam, this adventure will go for them. We want to wish them Godspeed and God's blessings. As we await our next guests, who should be here with us shortly, I just want to give a few quick notices, mainly aimed at our community, the community of Point and Villa. We are beginning our after-school programs shortly, and there is registration ongoing as we speak now for mathematics, for forms 3 to 5, which will be taught by Henderson Simon. For those of you who know Henderson Simon, we know that he's an excellent teacher, and he will be conducting the mathematics program. We also will be having, in association with the Cultural Development Division, we will be starting out with dancing, and the dancing will be for those of us who are 12 years and older. Notice that those of us who are 12 years and older, because I'm going to try it out. And we will also be having music. Now, our music classes, all of these classes will be at the Villa Primary School. And for those of you who are aware, the Extended Arm Foundation has been doing some fabulous work through a grant from Dubai, where they have been renovating and retrofitting the Villa Primary School. So right now at Villa Primary School, we have 2 music labs. And the music labs, well, I'm going to pause. I get in pictures. Ladies, I get in pictures. Tabitha, you have to make sure you don't get that in the way. Ladies and gentlemen, on air, just hold a second for me. You ready? I get in picture. You got it? Something happened? What? She blinked. My everlasting producer, of course, Tabitha, is getting us outfitted for photograph. Hold on, wait, I gotta take my phone. Everything happens at Point FM, you notice? Yes. Wait. We're taking pictures, so that is why you have that here.
Okay, another one.
So much pictures she taking, so.
I can't take pictures properly. Okay, body smile now.
Here.
Body smile.
I'm smiling. Ladies and gentlemen, bear with us. I'm getting a picture with the Island girls. You know, they have to sign it for me, and I'm going to print one. So.
You don't have to make it hard. Okay,
You got it?
body smile. I said the body smile. You
I'm smiling.
Let me see some teeth.
Green.
Actually, not hurrying up because my next guests are here.
Okay.
All right. You got to go.
Oh my God.
Lord. And paparazzi. Oh, jeez, I'm bread. Paparazzi reach. Paparazzi. All right. Okay. All right, ladies. Goodbye. Only Zara.
This is British actress Savannah.
All kind of introductions going on inside the studios.
Record break it. Oh my God, are you still on the air?
Yes, we are still on air, Zara. I think we're still on air. I hope so. Yes, it looks like we're still on air. Can someone indicate if we're still on air for me? Tabitha, check and see if we're still on air for me, please. All right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we switch over, right here for me and there, please. Yes, Miss Zara. Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
I'm well.
The headphones, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, may have full house. Come, Mr. Lodat, sit down here. I'm very privileged today.
Sorry if I got we on air.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have another invasion, clearly. I am now being joined. I've now been joined by another great adventure. I'm telling you, today is just a wonderful day. I mean, my programs are always good. I should pat myself on the back. Right, Mr. Lodat? All right. So today, I don't know.
So, Petra, this is Savannah.
Shouldn't even let me get to the introduction.
I thought we would have been
Hi,
off
Savannah.
air when I get to do the introduction.
Yes, yeah, we're doing it all on air. Okay, all right. All right, so this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, as you would have recognized, we just concluded our first segment with Team Antigua Island Rowers. Savannah, those ladies, those awesome ladies, they're going to row 3,000 nautical miles. And I say nautical miles because apparently it's more miles than that in our language, across the Atlantic. Whether it's raining, snowing, sleeting, whatever it is, and they will have no support. It will be just them in a boat rowing on manual power across the Atlantic.
For how many nautical miles?
3,000 nautical miles. Yes, and they're the first all-black team to attempt this, and the first.
And female.
You have been working with her for a week.
I've been working with Zara, yeah.
And how has that been going?
I mean, it's been awful. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I buy that.
No, it's been really amazing actually, because Zara and I, we've been in contact for many months really. So we've sent a million emails and now.
Oh, so you are acclimatized. That's the story I'm going to stick to. She was acclimatized. So, ladies and gentlemen, all that chitter chatter, I'm gonna let my new guests introduce themselves and tell us why they're here. And forgive me for doing it that way because I got most of the information, just a little tardy.
I'm so sorry.
And it's okay. But I don't have my tickets yet. But if I don't have my tickets when you come to that, I'm gonna take up Mr. Lodat's seat.
That's no problem.
So, Mr. Lodat, tell us why we're here today.
I guess you start first with Miss Errol.
Oh,
Okay,
smart.
sure. So I'm gonna just jump right into it.
Oh, by the way, for
Hey,
those
everyone.
of you who are not watching,
Oh, dear.
Zara has purple here. Okay, carry on. and schools, and the reason why I'm saying that
I'm
because
not a
schools
student.
oh no,
I'm a theater teacher.
so you get to dress
I
theatrical.
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
there rules here? The hair color rules?
For students.
For students,
And
yeah.
some schools are lenient. Some of the
Gotcha.
private schools allow the students to express themselves. After
Private
all, it's
school,
just here.
which one?
Baptist look at streaks and so on. It's
Baptist
not
are-
outlandish, it's not purple, but anyway, you know what? That's for another show.
Yes, come
Petra.
talk to
Let's
me.
talk about
Yes, darling.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So what has been happening the last few months, and forgive me, my voice just went today, but what has been happening the last couple of months is that British High Commissioner Karen May Hill, who is a phenomenal pianist and accomplished musician, and from the inception in her post as British High Commissioner, she has been working so hard to strengthen the performing arts network between Antigua and Barbuda and Britain.
Very
So in a bit, I'll let Savannah tell you about how they actually met. So I got this email, Zara, I want to do this, and I want you to be the contact person, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like, okay.
Yeah, that sounds like Karen May.
That is Karen
Sorry,
May.
ambassador.
Commissioner.
Sorry,
Commissioner.
High Commissioner
Commissioner.
Hill. Sorry,
That's
sorry,
right.
Karen.
And so we've
That's my
been
girl.
dialoguing for months. I kind of stepped out a little bit while I was away studying, but still, And what is happening is a musical theater workshop this week. So the students came together for the first time Monday, yes, 2 days ago, Monday. And they're going to put on a show, sort of a mini Broadway type of show on Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. So they have literally 6 days to prepare a wonderful little compilation of Broadway musicals. And leading that is none other than British phenomenal, awesome, beautiful actress Savannah Stevenson. She's been in Wicked in Broadway. She was in the original Mary Poppins cast when it hit the stage. She played the mother of Jesus in the...
I did a series of films, yes, where I played Mary Mother's Jesus. That's right.
That's right. And she has just been so great. Oh my God. Yes.
A little closer.
She's just been so great with the kids. And I mean, just now, so we literally came from rehearsal. We're here with you guys for a few minutes because we're heading back to rehearsals. And so far, like, the kids have been awesome. And I have to thank the other persons involved as well. We have Abby McCoy, who is back in Antigua. Yay! She is our lead choreographer, assisting Savannah as well with choreography. We have Vinima Jarvis, who came in on Monday as well. Like, Vinima, this is the situation. The person that was supposed to do it couldn't. Are you free? Okay, I'll come. And he's just been just absolutely amazing. Then we have Jocelyn Beldam, I might be mispronouncing her name, I'm sorry, from Island Academy, who showed up Monday and was like, is there anything I could do? And then, bam, it turns out she's this amazing pianist and what's the term? Vinima gave it to me, musical drill master. And I'm like, that is what you're supposed to lead with. You're supposed to come and say, hi, I'm this amazing piano person. What do you need me to do? So she's actually going to be playing the piano for all the sets for the musical theater section. We have teachers as well. They're assisting us. There's Jeanette Jenkins from high school, Jamie Benta from Clare Hall. You have Rochelle Peters from All Saints and Centelia Brown from Jennings. Centelia had an awesome little warm-up today. I'm helping with the dramatic part of it. And Nate, Savannah's husband, he is a musician, so he was going to come with us, but he's doing bass right now and figuring it out. And I left the music teachers with him talking about AABB, and I'm like, this is like some good code stuff for like a novel or something, you know. And
Zara, don't bother turn the thing into a play.
I'm getting know how it go.
Zara,
I know how it go. But I'm telling you, it's amazing, and I'm inviting everybody to come out Sunday, 5 p.m. at Precision Center. Tickets are $30 for adults and $20 for students. And it's a collaboration as well with the Antigua and Barbuda National Youth Symphony Orchestra. They have actually been working since July. So we have another group of musicians from the UK as well who are working with the students. So they've been practicing, I think, at multi-purpose.
Yeah, so they've been, along with myself, we've brought some musicians from the UK. Mm-hmm. They've been working with the symphony orchestra. So this event on Sunday is actually a huge sort of collaborative effort. So we have the symphony orchestra. They're going to do some pieces together. Then we're going to have our youth theatre presenting their pieces that they've been working on this week. And I'm going to do a set as well. So we're going to have a Broadway section, and I'm going to be accompanied by our pro musicians too. So it's kind of like some nice Broadway songs in there, songs that you'll know. And then I'm going to also have the honour of singing with the Antiguan Symphony as well, with the Youth Symphony Orchestra. So we're going to do a piece from the Phantom of the Opera, which I'm really excited about as well. And then we're all going to come together and kind of top the night off with the Youth Theatre Company actually singing and performing a fantastic song with the Symphony Orchestra as well. Mm-hmm. So it's really exciting for all these young people to kind of come together and do this.
In 1 week.
The first thing, permit me to say this first, Savannah, before I deal with you directly. 3 tickets, no further than the 3rd row back. 3 tickets, I given you instructions on public radio. Make me have a follow. Okay. Hi, Savannah, darling. How are you? Have you had a moment to enjoy anything of Antigua besides our wonderful, young, talented people?
I must say we have been working hard because we have to, because our time is so
Sure. Yes,
limited.
understood.
But for the first time today, my husband and I got to go to the beach, which was beautiful and amazing. So I actually have to give a shout out to Sugar Ridge. We're staying over at the Sugar Ridge
nice.
Hotel, which is really, really lovely. So we're kind of seeing little bits and pieces when we can, but really my job and my focus and my passion is to be here with the young people.
So now tell me about your passion. How has it been with our young, Zara, don't look at me. How has it been with our young people? Not asking about Zara now.
Do you know, they've been fantastic. They have so much energy. I've been so impressed. I mean, we're throwing so much material at them. You know, we're asking them as well as school, because of course they've all gone back to school this week, to balance that with doing our workshops, with then going home and trying to consolidate what we're learning, what we're doing, in our workshops as well. So, and they've really risen to the challenge. They've just been so dedicated, and I just think it's going to be great. We're really putting together something that's really cool, and there's so much talent. On our first day,
I like that part.
We had we kind of held like mini auditions to kind of see where we're at, and if anybody wanted to take on a solo and kind of put themselves out there. And every single person that came forward could sing, like so good. And we did some acting work as well. Amazing actors here too, and people that can dance super well as well. And there were one or two singers that came forward who honestly have the potential to be world-class singers. And if you come on Sunday, you will know what I'm talking about.
When I come on Sunday.
But really, so much talent. I've been so impressed. And equally, this is also a great opportunity for the young people to, learn from professionals and kind of up their game and go to the next, level for them as well.
I feel
audience.
It's not because just to hear, because it's one thing for us to know, and I must commend the work that all our trainers and persons over the years and Department of Culture and so on have been doing, but then to get the validation from someone such as you.
Yeah, I really have been so impressed, and it really is because of all of those people here helping to facilitate that. I mean, Zara has done amazing work bringing everyone together. High Commissioner Karen May Hill, these are the people that make things happen.
Yeah. And I mean, you have to shout out Mr. Ladat. Mr. Ladat is the Mr. Ladat we need. Okay, I can work on it.
That's usual.
Mr. Ladat we need.
But you see,
okay,
that's
I will
usual.
call you back.
But you see, I love working with Zara. She do say, can you? I need this. And she said, I need this, and she leave it alone.
That sounds familiar.
The next time, she went down. That's it.
All I'll say is that sounds
I just
familiar.
love working with she tell you how she feel, and that's it. So
And let me tell you, you just had a big Mr. Ladat.
So I really love working with Zara.
National Youth Theater, we have a few kids who were able to fit the workshop into their schedules as well. We're part of it. And just the whole Department of Culture, Minister Darrell Matthew, and of course, collaborating with the Ministry of Education, Mr. Claire Brow and
Ms. Byron,
yes, who is over the performing arts program in the schools. She as well helped to coordinate this, and she's also on the board for the orchestra. And let me tell you, I mean, it's just been great that we're even able to make certain considerations for the kids, because I'm telling you, Mr. Ladat has organized transportation for them home every evening.
As per normal.
Yeah, but it's great. People take things like that
yeah.
for granted, And I mean, Petra, let me tell you, I get goosebumps.
You get goosebumps for everything. In theater, in Savannah. No, you have to tell me honestly. You mentioned working with the young people, but our teachers and so on, not Zara. I don't know, she's crazy. We already know. My apologies, ma'am. We already know that she's very crazy. But as for the other of our teachers who have been with you, how has that experience been?
It's been fantastic. I mean, it means so much that people are willing to give up their precious evenings, their precious time.
For the youth,
to come
be
and
amazed.
support our young people. Like, it's so important, and they're doing a great job. And Zara mentioned Abby McCoy. You know, she's gone away,
Abby,
and
yes.
she's had her training in the States, and now she's bringing that knowledge like right back here, right back home, and doing an amazing job with our choreography. You know, and it's such a team effort, and I'm so glad to kind of be part of pulling that together.
I'm just going to mention something because Zara has been thanking Mr. Lodat, but Mr. Lodat a few years ago did the sound of, you remember, but you don't think I remembered. I don't know if you shared it with them, which we have no documentary proof of because we didn't. Was it recorded?
No.
Right. Mr. Lodat attempted a few years ago the sound of music, right?
Yes,
love
the
Sound of
of
Music.
And then he performed in it.
No,
That
no.
did not perform.
He could, you know.
Why didn't he
What?
cast me? I could have come over much sooner.
So I'm wondering if this opportunity, this week where we're putting all of this together, if it could be the signal to us in Antigua, because we have this is how Antigua works. For weeks and weeks and weeks, there's nothing, and then you blink, and it's action, right? And I can feel this fever when I'm hoping, and when I say hoping, because I'm hoping that we can also incentivize you to come back to us, maybe for, I know you have a lot of things happening, but maybe for a 2-week spell.
I'm sure when
once
she
in a while.
meet with the minister on Friday, he's going to say, come back to Antigua for a workshop.
You mean the woman have work now, remember?
Yes, you know what.
Work for a living. You heard that? She laughing. That means she understand the dialect. wait. You catch the dialect already?
I caught that. Do you know what though? I would love to come back. I mean, it would be so cool to put on some concerts. I could even, bring some friends from the West End to kind of,
Don't tempt us,
So
we
once
will
we
make it happen.
Yes.
because we've got to bring. I think we've got to bring more theatre here. We've got to bring more musical theatre here as
Great.
well. And what's actually nice about the piece that we're doing on Sunday is that what we're doing is kind of like a fusion of kind of that Antiguan cultural style of music and Broadway music, and we're having moments where they're going to come together, and create kind of a fusion, and that's really exciting. And what's brilliant for me is that I take something away. Like, I'm here to give of my time and my experience, but equally I get to learn too. I get to take something back, and I'm learning from these young people, their style and their flavor, and that's really cool for me as well.
Interesting. Audience, we have been talking to a team that will be putting on This Is Me this Sunday at the Precision Center. It starts at 5 p.m. and the tickets 30. Become, wait, hold on, let me say it how I want to say it. There's a reason I'm looking for it. Yes, the tickets always a pet peeve. We give away great talent in Antigua for peanuts. So ladies and gentlemen, the ticket prices are $30 adults and $20 students. And listening to the presentation so far this afternoon, I'm going to tell you what, with the display change, because when you're going out, you might need to drop something additional into the bin. And I'll tell you why. Because we just heard the description from Savannah, that our youth are doing awesome things. And they have a lot of talent on display. And she also mentioned that quite a number of them have the potential to take this to the next level.
You will see
Absolutely.
And if we want to support taking it to the next level, it means that we got to make sure we put funds aside. So when our young people are ready to go, Zara not today.
Theatre teachers need proper facilities and equipment.
Right. So all of those things that we need to look at facilities. And Savannah, prepare me for a minute. I know that we're on tight time, but remember that we have Carifest to come into Antigua in 2 years?
2021.
19, 20.
You have what?
3 years.
I missed that.
The
Caribbean Performing Arts Festival. It
Okay.
rotates the islands every
2 years.
Every 2 years. Every 2 years, we go to a different island, and all the islands of the Caribbean come together, and they do performances. They put on artwork, they put on dance, they put on music, they put on theater.
Amazing.
Yes, and all of that. And so we will be hosting. Yeah, see,
You're going
I'm
to see
lighting
me
a
in 2
fire.
years. I'm coming back.
So an opportunity like this where we can light a fire under our young people and get them further, because the energy has been coming through. We have, I don't know if, I'm sure Mr. Ludenthal would have told you also that we have our Caribbean secondary schools, our National Secondary Schools Drama Festival, which is another highlight in our calendar. Yeah. And we know that the youth orchestra has been doing their work, and we're looking to see them put on Monique, leave me alone, put on some their presentations. And we have our is the National Youth Orchestra Steel Orchestra back up, which should be back up shortly. So we have a number of various youth theatrical components that we need to all come together.
You had your youth choir actually come for a tour
of
the UK recently too.
I don't know how I forgot to mention them. You saw them?
I did. I went to see them. They were fantastic.
That is how you met High Commissioner?
No, actually, I met the High Commissioner because I was singing in a concert at the beginning of the year, actually for my church, and they were working in sort of charity partnership with High Commissioner Hill, and she just sent me an email the next day and just said,
sounds like her.
Could we convince you to come work in Antigua? And I just immediately thought, I don't think I need convincing to come to Antigua. That sounds pretty good. Good. So, but you know, it's kind of been a little bit of a juggling act to get me here schedule. With kind of working that out. But that's how the partnership came about. Yeah.
A quick question though, because I think we took it for granted. Zara did a brief introduction of you, but I'm taking it for granted that my audience knows Savannah. Okay. So if you could just share with us about a bit of your background, what do you do, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah. So my name's Savannah Stevenson, and I'm a British actress, predominantly a theatre actress. So I've done a lot of work on the West End, which is kind of the UK's version of Broadway. So shows like I was in the original cast of Mary Poppins and Gone with the Wind and Chariots of Fire, and most recently I played Glinda in Wicked in London, which is probably a show that a lot of your listeners will know. And I played Glinda, and I actually played that role for just under 3 years in London, and at around 1,000 performances. So yeah, it's a long-running show for us, and just kind of various bits and pieces of TV and film in the UK as well. So that's kind of my background and what I do.
And you do this full-time?
Yeah, it's my job.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
So in other words, then the other thing that you bring to the table for our young people is that they can aspire. Because Zara, for example, although she's a great teacher. Let me put that on the record. She's a great theater arts teacher. I just think she's in the wrong career. She needs to be writing plays full-time, producing them full-time. I'm just telling you what I feel.
Petra, I'm confident that we're going to get there.
Let me talk.
Sorry.
Let me know. Okay, good. Right. And so I'm just glad that you're here so that you can motivate her and others like her, as well as our students, that there is an opportunity that we can really dig deep in Antigua and Barbuda, because we have all our visitors that come in and so on and so forth. And we can really look to build out that whole theater arts culture in all the facets, and not only do it here, but perhaps we have a friend. We can begin to think export,
absolutely,
and export up to you, and make those connections.
I mean, I really hope that these kind of workshops will help, because with these young people, not all of them are going to even want to be performers, but it might just be enough of a spark to go, well, maybe I will do something creative. Maybe I can be a writer or a musician or an artist or whatever it is, or and I think that's important to inspire more than just our performers, because performers can only work if writers write for them. If directors direct them, if you have
engineers,
crew and stage management, and sound engineers and lighting designers and all of those other creative outlets. So performers only work because of everyone else.
But not only that, if you have an appreciation for the arts, then when the artists come to the bank to seek financing, because you would have worked in it or had a part in it when you were younger, you can remember that and be more willing to finance and underwrite and sponsor.
That's true. Yes.
That's absolutely right. Yeah,
it's wonderful.
But and I forgot to mention Emil Hill. He is going to be assisting us with the backdrop and
that's standard. Once you say it, hi Emil, honey.
But I was saying too, most children come to the cultural department as theatre as a hobby, and we look at the potential of the student and we say, okay, because you you look potential, try to change that hobby into a career, and knowing that you can survive by being an actress, an artist, whoever you want to be.
Yes.
So we try to change it, because most of them, they're not really good at school, but they're good in theater arts, in dancing, in singing or whatever.
And I think that's important too, that not everyone is super academic.
No.
And
No.
some people are super academic and super creative, and but we're all different, and our young people are all different, and I think we have to give opportunities and play to our strengths and let them play to their strengths.
Because that's what universal education really is.
Yeah. And you see, and I think too, Zara work a lot with the young kids, and I appreciate Zara for, because she go out to the young children, she bring them in, she work along with them.
Absolutely.
And I came Monday afternoon, and I couldn't even recognize her. She looked like them.
It's keeping her young and beautiful.
Yeah, she looked. I was like,
Petra, let me just
I was like,
savor
where
the
is? I was like,
compliment,
where
man.
is Zara? Where is she?
I just
And
wonder
when I
how
look
much
good, I
you're
said,
paying
you
Mr.
look like one of
Lodat.
them.
Yeah.
Zara, how much you're paying Mr. Lodat?
No. And I must say thank you to her publicly for all her sisters, not only this time around, but what she had done for the National Drama Festival and other performances.
Butter her
So I want to say
up.
thank you very much, Zara, for all what you have done. Knowing that you come from a theatre
Mr.
family.
Lodat.
So,
And
she's
the
a
thing
theatre-
is too, you see the way that she interacts with the students
Yes.
and the way that they interact with
Yes.
her, and you can see that
Yeah,
there's
the
just that
whole
mutual
linking, yeah.
appreciation. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, that's too much for me today. Petra, as you said, we need to get back to rehearsals.
We really
do you
do.
have
We
any
really
final questions for Savannah? Oh, Savannah, you're performing for Saturday. You should mention that.
I
Yes.
should. So,
Where?
so actually, the reason that I met Karen May was through my church, and so actually, while I'm in Antigua, I'm going to give a sort of free mini concert at my church here, which is the
At
Church
the
of
church
Jesus
here?
Christ
Oh,
of
okay.
Latter-day Saints.
Make a note.
And it's on Saturday night. Thanks for the reminder, Zara. It's on Saturday, and it's at 7, just until 7 until 8. And what I'm going to be talking, I'm going to talk a little bit about the way that my work and my kind of spiritual faith meet. And so I'll be speaking a little bit, and then kind of doing a little mini concert at the end as a little preview before our performance on Sunday.
I'm assuming that
So
this is open to the public.
This is open to the public. It is free to
That's an
attend.
independent avenue?
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, ladies and gentlemen, in
It's
case you want to know where it
Which
is.
one? Do you know which one?
So it's the one in the St. John's area.
Okay.
Just
Okay,
outside.
so that will be the one in Independence Drive, just past the what it used to be again? The Chinese supermarket
Just
now.
before.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
if
there's only
you're
one on the
coming
island, so-
from
Okay, there's an easy route. Up Vivian Richard Street,
Right.
Yeah.
okay.
right at the top of Vivian Richard
Yes.
Street,
It's
and you
right.
make a slight right,
It's right.
and you're right there. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Just come up Vivian Richard Street, the
Okay.
back of Mount St. John. There you go. So that's on
Perfect.
Saturday. You can go to the Church
Yeah.
of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints between 7 and 8, and you will see Savannah doing a solo piece.
Yeah, it's my hour, so I'm going to be talking a little bit, and then kind of doing a mini concert afterwards. So do come;
Rewrites
it
my
is free.
weekend.
So come along.
Okay,
Sure.
I'm rewriting my weekend now. Okay, good. And then on Sunday, we have This Is Me.
and gotta shout out the kids from the schools. We have so far.
High
We have
school.
students from, of course, Antigua Girls High School, Honeybee Theater.
Clare
We have
Hall.
Clare Hall. We have
Jennings.
All
All
Saints,
Island
PM,
Academy.
Island
Oh,
Academy.
You're lucky.
Antigua State College, a few members of the National Youth Theater. I think I got everybody
that's it,
right.
yeah.
I mean, my only.
Did you call grammar school?
No, we were supposed to. I don't know what we were supposed to have grammar
okay.
school.
Oh, you miss your boys.
Okay.
But we'll discuss that off air. But my only regret is that
You have a regret?
just that it couldn't be more kids,
Yeah.
more students from all the schools.
Well, given that you said it's a tight week,
Yeah, it has
It is.
been. We have
where are you rehearsing?
at Antigua Girls High School.
Yeah.
Nosy. What time you finish? Let's see if I get a nosy opportunity.
But
You don't normally come
but
nosy on
7
your
o'clock?
things.
We're gonna finish 7 tonight,
Yeah,
so
7 o'clock
we're
tonight.
gonna hurry back up there.
All right, so I would like to say, on behalf of Antigua and Barbuda, Savannah, thank you very much for making the time to come and work with our young people.
Well, it is my pleasure, and I would like to say on behalf of myself, thank you for having me. Everybody I've met has just been delightful.
It's
from students
it's
to
the Antiguan way.
It
Antiguan
really
and
is.
Barbudan way, sorry.
It really is,
All
and
my
it's a
people,
beautiful
welcome
country.
everyone.
Oh, you're doing Baba Blaze's song. In Antigua, we wake up to the sun.
I'm not giving away anything.
I know,
else.
we're giving our secrets
Oh, that's why you asked me for the lyrics.
You chat so much. You have to make everybody know my accent.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just as we wrap up, first let me thank Mr. Lodat, as usual, for the work he continues to do. He's a recipient of a national award. Did he tell you that? For his outstanding contribution to the arts in Antigua and Barbuda. He's been at it for a while, a long while. And thanks to Zara, who will eventually receive a national award for the work that she continues to do in Antigua and Barbuda.
Just
and
build me a theater house.
Whatever. And to you, Savannah, for again taking your time. Please extend my very best wishes on behalf of our Antigua and Barbuda. He has it so much. I know to your husband.
Thank you.
Him for sharing you with us. I hope you get another beat.
And sharing himself. He's going to be playing for us Sunday too.
You're still too pale, so we need to work on that. We can't have you leaving Antigua. No, we need to work.
I've had no time for sunbathing,
I know.
you see.
So just before you go, after Sunday, just before you get on that plane, just go take a nice dip.
Do you know what? We actually have Monday is our day. So we're going to Stingray City. We're going to, have a little walk around, see some beaches and
Need
chill
a proper tour
out.
guide.
It's going to be great. We have one, actually. We're going to be good. We're going to be good.
Shoot, I was going to volunteer.
Oh, well, you can come too, please.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We had with us, and ladies and gentlemen, we're finishing early. I know it's 20 minutes to go, but I'll do a little wrap up before. But I just want to thank again my guests. So today we've had a bumper day. We had Team Antigua Island Girls. And then, as if we could top that, we're now having yet another treat for our young people. This is me. So, Zara, just again, one more time, remind our audience, it's only $30 and $20. It's too cheap, but carry on.
Yes, so this Sunday, that's Sunday 9th September, 5 p.m. And if you guys know me, we're starting time. If you know Mrs. Byron, if you know Commissioner Hill, we are going to start on time.
Do you know, and we actually have to start on time because some of our
the band
UK artists have got to leave that night. So we're going to start on time because they got to fly away.
That's right. Performance life. So that's right. 5 p.m. at Precision Center. Precision Center is located just behind Gigi Industries off of Factory Road. If you know where the NSA physiotherapy clinic is,
Gigi Plaza. I think once you give them Gigi Plaza, they'll
because
be
I had a
good
few
to go.
people contact me today asking
For
where
directions?
it was. Yeah. So it's just at that little dirt road at the back of Gigi Industries.
And just remind them again exactly what can we expect.
You can expect some selections from the Youth Symphony Orchestra, and they've been working hard since July. So you're going to get a few selections from them, and then you're going to see the culmination of this week's intense program with these amazing, hardworking, talented children who've been coming out every day this week. They're going to put on a mini Broadway type of production. And then as an awesome treat, we're going to have a selection of musicals from Savannah.
Yeah.
And it's
with
going
a full band
as
well.
And we are going to end the night with one selection with everybody.
Get the passion.
Boom!
Everybody.
Yes.
Zara, wouldn't be nowhere near the stage, right?
I mean, you know what? Peach Lemon Loon.
Don't tell she's going to be performing.
Right and direct. Not because Mr. Lodat say you look like the young people. Keep off the stage. Sorry, my apologies, Savannah. Zara, please to keep away from the stage. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We have an action-packed weekend in the arts. You know, like I said, there are times when we don't get enough. And then this week, we're going to get double pleasure, double bubble. So on Saturday, we can visit the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, where Savannah will be doing a 1-hour presentation. We will be thrilled with her. And then we get to double up on Sunday when our young people will join with Savannah, the full band, the full orchestra, and we will get a Broadway production styled This Is Me. Mr. Lodat, thank you, and please extend on behalf of Antigua to High Commissioner Hill. She continues to look out for we know that's her baby. We know that's her baby. Even before she became High Commissioner, we know that was her baby. And so we continue to have great expectations, and Antigua continues to thrive. And and prosper Zara no underhand last minute words when you all got talk about that one at the
I'm just going to
time.
pick up Claudine Benjamin, who is
yes,
part
yes.
of
It
the
was Benjamin,
organization
yes,
team
yeah.
for Savannah and her husband Nate. Claudine, hey, hope you're feeling good, girl.
Miss Benjamin, yes.
Wonderful. And on that note, I want to thank you all again. I look forward, Mr. Lodat. You already have my seating instructions. I hope I don't have to remind you. I expect to have whatever I need to have in hand soonest. Mr.
I'm
Lodat.
so happy people can see you, know. I'm so happy they can see
what?
your facial expression.
No, my mic kind of is at an angle for a reason.
It
you know?
doesn't cover the eyebrows, though.
But Mr. Hold on, just for the record, before you leave. Mr. Lodat, people think it's since I came into formal culture and so on that I have been supporting these things that you do.
No, she have been there for a long
No,
time.
Petra.
We have been a long
Long time. Guess what? You know what? Maybe it's the people who just start to
yeah,
support
right,
the
right,
arts. Think so.
Yes.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, before they go down the road that they shouldn't go down and then get me thrown off the station, Savannah, again, thank you. Zara, it's been a pleasure as per usual. You know, I feel so... I feel so...
She's great. She's good. That was good.
Thank you, people. Come out. Petra, thank you for having us. So Saturday,
you.
Savannah.
Come support
And
us.
Sunday,
Sunday,
Savannah. And the Youth Symphony
Everybody.
Orchestra and the theater people. Bye. We're going back to rehearsals.
All
Hashtag
right.
theater life.
Theater life? That's what I should put? Okay, I will do that. Purple hair, don't care. All right, thank you guys so very much.
See you
All right.
Take care.
Petra.
All right, bye, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, bye-bye. So, Mr. Lodat, let me test you. You can hear me? Yes, that's you? Tell me. Let me see you. I don't know which mic is yours. I turn on everything. Mr. Lodat, just before you run away, I had mentioned just now that our community, the Point and Villa community, will be starting a series of after-school activities.
Yes.
And I only mentioned the dancing because I know you sent me the mail, but I haven't opened it yet. So now that you're here, just give us a little taste. Not too much, just give them a little taste of what is to come in the community. You know why? Now that we're all fired up that there's so much there opportunities in terms of the theater arts, we want to bring that. You know, they say dance a yard. Well, I dance in a yard. We want to bring all of that to Point and Villa. And so we will very shortly be opening registration for a number of opportunities in the theater arts. We already have it open for dancing and for music. So tell me what else we're having.
We're going to have guitar, and we're going to have the cello and the violin.
So we'll be having in Point and Villa, we'll be taking registration soon. Ladies and gentlemen, for your children, listen out. We're going to have theater, that's drama. For, you know, you call it the fancy thing, theater. We'll be having drama. We'll be having the cello. Our young people will be learning to play the cello. We'll also be learning to play the violin. And this is in addition to that we'll also be learning to play the guitar. Because, yes, we have the guitar and we'll be having the creative dancing.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are on a move, and I'm sure this will eventually spread out if it's not already there across the nation.
You see, Petra, I'm so happy that we are doing this project in this area, in Villa.
Point and Villa.
Okay,
That's
Point and
fancy,
Villa.
you know. Okay.
And because the Prime Minister have added the art to the Ministry of Culture and Festival.
So yeah, it's Ministry of National.
No, it's the Ministry of Sports,
Culture, National
Festival.
Oh, Ministry of Sports, Culture, Festival, and the Arts. And that is at the national level. And down in the community, he has been working to revamp Villa School. And at Villa School, we have a full studio, and we have a full music room where there are, I think, about 25 guitars, and so there's a drum set, and there are a number of keyboards.
And another thing you're saying, Petra, our previous minister, which was our former minister,
Minister Green,
and all these things planned, and now we have a new minister in the name of the Honorable Matthew. He have that vision. He have taken where Minister Green left, and he's running down the line with this. And so, I am just seeing a wind of change come in the performing arts.
Absolutely.
And I'm so excited about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't often see Mr. Lodat looking excited.
I am really excited about it because I've just seen a wind of change just coming across and changing the whole scope of the theater arts in this country.
All right. And so in that scope of change, I want to remind our people in the community, because I'm reminding them because it is important that now the opportunities have been made available, that we need to capitalize on them. And
Definitely.
so within the community, at the national level, we see everything that's going on, and we're super excited. But we want to make sure that we're able to make our. Remember, this is a community where Calypso comes from,
And
where
that-
Calypso thrives, and we want to now add some variety to that.
And we're going to different communities after maybe.
Yeah, you're responsible for the rest of the
Then we
communities.
have the other
You're responsible
communities.
for
We
fighting
have.
together.
We're going down to the south. We're going down to the north. We're going down to the west.
Maybe I have to go to St.
We
Paul
just
before I get into trouble. Just
so
reminding you.
Yeah, so we are going to just ensure that we have, and just what's going to happen. We are hoping that next year, Independence, we can have a dance competition,
A community base.
Community based.
Nice.
Then we can have a theater arts drama competition, community based.
Well, we're going to win all that, right?
Then we have
Of arts.
youth. So then, and the best, the creme de la creme, come up to Antigua, come up to St. John on the 1st of November to perform.
Sounds good.
So you see, so you want to build that strength, build it, and then try to also, as you said earlier, to export it.
Sounds
We
good.
need to export it also.
Sounds
And we need to work toward our fashion, because we're working toward our fashion trainer. Our fashion industry must get up there. We want to get the next Calvin Southwell. Calvin is going out, so we need to get another
Now
Calvin
let Calvin hear you.
Southwell. We need to get all these people there. We need to get them there. We need to ensure that we have workshops, seminars for fashion designers.
I agree. I agree
And
100%.
and our ministry is working tirelessly to ensure all this happens, that we have the best. Antigua become the envy of the Caribbean, the entertainment center of the Caribbean.
That sounds very
And
exciting.
so, I mean, we have seen our minister, we have seen the National Festival Commission, the last meeting we had last week, the chairman was so passionate, and I never seen a meeting like that before at festival meeting, and it was such a great meeting. So I know
the chairman, the new chairman, or the old chairman?
The one chairman we have is Mr. Merchant.
Oh, I thought his tenure was.
No. Mr. Merchant was so. I have never seen Mr. Merchant so passionate of getting.
I never see you so
organized.
passionate either.
So I know things is going to
I'm
happen.
happy.
Things is going to happen in the performing arts. So Antigua, look out. Things are going to happen with our new minister heading it. Things are going to happen. Because where Minister Green left, Minister Matthew pick up. And it's really on the line.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today on We're the Ones was very happening today. We're the Ones today, we had a number of guests, and our guests today included Team Antigua Island Girls. We had the girls in studio. We had Samara Emmanuel, Crystal Clashin, Elvira Bell, and Kavinia Francis of the 5-member team. And as we know, they will be rowing starting in December from La Gomera across the Atlantic, 3,000 nautical miles to Antigua. They are the first.
I hope they did.
They're not only the first female team from Antigua, but they are the first all-black team to voluntarily, because remember, them bring black people across there all the while. Yeah. So, first black team to voluntarily row across the Atlantic. And they are having a challenge, Mr. Ludat.
What is the challenge?
And you are to create whatever challenge you want. Me and my big mouth got talk about how I can only do half a push-up. So apparently my challenge is going to be some push-up story. I hope, Kevin, you're not listening so I can forget it. But they want us to do various challenges to demonstrate our support for them. So, Mr. Lodat, I'm going to harass you about your challenge.
So what's my challenge?
I don't know. You pick it. And we're going to talk about it.
Okay.
Because we have to demonstrate our support for them. Once they're defending our flag, you know how it is.
Yeah.
And then, following them, we had yourself. We had Zara, Purple Hair Don't Care Today, and Miss Savannah, who are all a part of the project that will culminate in This Is Me. And This Is Me is a project where we're going to see our young people doing a variety of the exponents of the theater arts.
And all come from her
to include
excellence.
classical music, and to include a Broadway-styled presentation mixed with our local music. And the lead on that, Savannah, she seems very excited about the talent.
She is excited, yes.
The talent that she was seeing in Antigua. And so we are very thrilled that we're going to have all this cultural display from our beautiful country. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, this weekend, there's lots to do this weekend. This weekend on Friday, we have the Benner Boys, who will be playing football. You don't have a trade for sport. Antigua will be playing St. Lucia at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. And then on Saturday, we go over to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, where Miss Savannah will be doing her performance. She is a Broadway specialist from the UK. So she'll be giving us an hour special there. And then on Sunday at 5:30, $30 adults, $20 students, we journey up to Precision Center for This Is Me. I think. Did I miss anything?
No, that's it.
And as we wrap up, I want to thank all my guests who made the program what it was today. I want to thank my executive producer, Tabitha. Tabitha, thank you so much, darling. And of course, I want to thank my technician, Jupiter. Both of them. Without them, there is no Weird Ones. Without them, there is no me on radio. And I want to thank them.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. And I want to also remind the people of the community of Point and Villa that registration for math classes continue. Henderson Simon will be taking math classes with us. And we also have dance classes with my dear friend. What's his name again?
James.
James is a darling. James worked with us for our summer camp, and he was such a darling. And we also will be having music. Registration is currently ongoing for guitar and theory and piano, keyboards with Miss Kirby and Mr. Martin. Those are the ones we already have locked. And we will be adding drama. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of things going on. I just want to thank everyone for supporting We're the Ones. And at this time, We Are the Ones will be, as soon as I get to my song, will be over and out for this afternoon. You have a wonderful weekend. Jupiter not getting it. That's it? It's not playing? Oh, okay. No, it's not playing.
Yeah.